All right. New mashing tun. Well, maybe. We'll assume it actually works out that way, but it should. It wasn't expensive. It has a connection in here like that. And I wonder, I have bought a stainless steel washing machine connector. I'm going to take the hose out of it and just use the stainless steel braiding. Before I cut it though, I decided to see what I actually got in place. I wonder if the garden hose end will actually fit on the inside of that. That would be interesting, because then if I can find a way to cut the rubbery bits out of the hose from the inside. Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, so that's not going to work. As you can tell just by holding it up there, that's standard garden hose size, and that's much smaller than that. So I think step one, I'm going to just cut off at the brass piece in there. I think I'm just going to cut that off and see what I've got. The other thing is, I wonder if I cut through this at some point, and because I got to get the inner hose out of it anyway. If I cut through it, will I be able to expand this enough to fit around the entire nut thing here? Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't seem likely. But even if I don't, I bet you I could find a way to either jam that in there or do something. I don't know. Let's see. Sawing, sawing. Seems like I need a new hacksaw blade. But it's working. And filing, filing. Might as well make it pretty while I'm at it. I'm going to use two hands now. Be back in a bit. So, try two. It still wouldn't fit in, but you know what? I noticed there's a knurled part here that if I measure this, it is, I don't know, just under 5/8. Looks like 5/8 plus 5 1/28. But whatever the measurement is, that is just about what this is. So my second thought is, if I file down this little knurled, this whatever this edge is, little ridge, that maybe it would fit on. And you can see I'm starting it. Excuse the mess. Focus. So you can see up there, I'm starting to get it down. So I'll give that a try. Excuse the mess again. Now maybe we're talking. I filed it down, and it just fits in there. Snugly, tight enough. And the most important thing is, the plunger still works. I think we're good. So now, since that did work, I think what I'm going to do is see how the rest of this fits in there. I don't think I have anything to plug that in, so I'll probably, well, I've got to get the interior hose out too, which might be tricky. I'll have to try. I have a thought that I might be able to get something down in between these and poke and kick that thing. I don't know, do something. We'll see. Otherwise, I'll have to cut it all apart anyway. We'll see. So, doing some experimenting. I cut the other end off, and I was trying to see how to get this out. You do have to pull it. Well, you have to push it off, right? Chinese finger trap. By the way, wear gloves. Highly recommended. Those things are prickly. And it looks like, from this guy, if I do it all the way up, I can push it down to about 1/3 as long, right? So I'll have about 1/3 of the blank hose sticking out. So the question is if I can, and I've got plenty to test with. I only need 2 or 3 feet of this thing, so like to there. So I've got lots to play with. So I'm going to try, now that I've loosened this, I'm going to take it up here somewhere and see if I can, now that I've loosened it well, yeah, take it back here and see if I can somehow wedge through that, wedge through these guys, and then after doing so, cut the hose, and then fix this so that it's not all goofed up, right? So just straighten the hose, the stainless steel braiding back. Because if I can do that out here, what I'll do is I'll redo that 3 or 4 inches from the end there, 5, 6, I don't know, some amount of distance. And then I'll have all of this length I can use. And I figured the end I will just simply fold it over and clamp it somehow. I have some, wherever they went, I've got some clamps and things, so I'll figure something out. Anyway, again, I'll be back. I think that'll work. I am not happy with the result there, but that was a test. So I pushed the thing back as far as I could. I wiggled a hole. Let me see if I can set this up. Give me a second. So I set that up. I wiggled a hole through here with my awl. Once I had a hole going, and it was a 1/4 inch wide, I could get in there with a knife and just cut through. And then this is actually, you can actually twist this on there. It is twistable once you kind of get everything loosened up. So I twisted it around and just kept cutting until I had it all cut apart. And then after I pulled it out, you can see there's still a little mangled up, but I'll bet you I can fix that pretty well. I'll have to go get my glasses. But just tugging these guys into place again, because they don't have to be perfect. They just need to be good enough. So I'm going to do that one more time, maybe 6 or 8 inches up here farther, and then we'll see how we get along. If that one goes okay, I'll do the right way. Okay, so changing plans. It wasn't working as well as I had hoped, but that's okay, because you can cut it. So I've got the stub, and then you can fold it back on itself. So I'm pretty sure I can take the other one and expand it as much as it'll go, and it should slip over that, and then I'll put a hose clamp on it. So we'll give that a shot. All right, got it. I need to put a hose clamp on it and then close off that other end. But I trimmed everything back as well as I could, and then on the short piece here, I took the end of it and I scooshed it in, and then it was just enough that I could slip the outer guy over top of it, and then I just jammed it on. Fits fine. Look, I can push it on farther if I wanted. See, sneaking up. So anyway, I think that'll do it. I don't like the fact that this went through, so I'm going to see what I can do about that, but I might just leave it. It'll be fine. We'll see how that goes. Give me a few more minutes. So I'm a little worried about some of the jaggy bits because that's the end of the hose. I've got the hose clamp on it good, but look, I have the solution. So I'll wrap some Teflon tape around that and jam it in there, and it should be fine. You know, I got to do something with this end, but I'll probably just smoosh it and clamp it or something, or fold it back on itself. And I think there we have it. Still works. I'm going to double check that it's still sealed, but I'm pretty sure it does, because sealing wouldn't be the problem. And there it is, a little bit of Teflon tape and just a couple of coils of that. That should be, yeah, I think this is going to work just fine. Now I need to measure out how much. Yeah, I got to get the idea of where 5 gallons is and 2 gallons and stuff, so I'll have to mark the sides here, or maybe I'll make a dipping stick that I can use. But either way, I think that'll work just fine. I guess I'll find out Monday. Okay, so I think the proof of concept seems sound. I believe there's at least one thing I need to fix, which is the hose is just too long. So I'm going to take it off, which might take a little wiggling. There we go. Get a better angle. And cut it down. I always like to leave things long, but that's just too long. Anyway, I'll get to it in a second. Safety first. Well, second. Okay, maybe third. But anyway, safety somewhere in the picture. This is the end I need. I only need a foot or two, so I figured out this little dingle bong, there it is about at the 2 foot mark. It actually leaves me more than 2 foot left to try something different if I needed. So I was using my little nippers and they work, but they're starting to wear out. They just don't have the tightness anymore. So I'm just going to try to mangle that into goodness with these guys, which may or may not work. Yeah, see, it's just not sharp enough. So I'll just go through and take it. I gotta only take little bits. Only the inside corners of these guys really work well anymore. Keep spinning it around, take a little bit of time. See? Those don't even work. All right, well, this is going to make it hard. Maybe I should take a file to those. They just should be hardened so much they're even hard to file. I don't know, but... Oh, that's an idea, too. I've got to stretch this out anyway. Maybe it'll be easier. Certainly not going to be any harder. See if I put a little more pressure. This stuff's a pain in the butt. Throw those away. Try a different tool. Back with my hacksaw again. It'll be fine. Pain in the ass, and we're really just kind of ripping them apart. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Should have grabbed my, let me find a scrap. This will work. Should have grabbed my vise again. Whatever. Good enough. Look at that. Perfect. Or good enough. There. So now that should do. I'm gonna see. I guess stuff I can bend kind of in there. I put a little bit of silicone tape on there, but you know, that's fine. Let's go see. You. Give it a little push. Doesn't have to be super good down here. And let's try redoing it so it points, that little bend points down more. That should do. I think that'll work fine. Still works. Still works. Perfect. So I think we're good. By the way, I marked those brighter. They're actually marked. We got leaders over here too. Probably can't see them because, you know. You can see something there. There's 40. See it? Anyway, I don't need liters. I use gallons. I am terrible.